Okay, we are rolling. So, hello Ashley, how are you doing today?
Hello, I'm good. A little bit of a cold, but good other than that.
All right, well you're looking
Surviving.
good. Are you taking good care of yourself?
Yes.
Getting enough sleep?
Yes.
Okay. You know, with all those papers to grade, I'm sure that's difficult.
Yes, it is.
Well, thank you for sending me your ILP, and let's take a look at areas that you'd like to investigate here.
Okay. So in the first one, my first inquiry cycle, I'm focusing on student participation, so getting them to share their thinking. And I have some strategies, resources, and I just wanted to see if I was on the right track, I suppose.
Okay,
let's
hear.
All right, so I have under strategies and resources, trying just think, pair, share. So talk to your elbow partner kind of thing, share out. Another one is perhaps using GoFormative. So with GoFormative, I don't know if you've ever used that.
I haven't. I'm going to learn something from you today.
Okay, so with GoFormative, like I can post a quick pre-formative type question up on the board when they come in, and they can answer it. And what I like about it is, like, when I've used it in the past, you can hide their names, and so everybody can see everybody's answers when I project it. And that way, even the students who are too shy, perhaps, to speak up, their answers can be heard, like can be seen. And then I can read out some of the best answers or like a general consensus of the class. But my only hesitation with that is not all of my students have cell phones. So I don't want to leave some, like 2 or 3 students out in each period. But I didn't know if a good proxy for that would to just be have them write their answer on a sheet of paper kind of thing.
Yeah, you could do that. Or if you're really concerned, maybe a class has fewer than others with a cell phone, maybe you could just pair people up, only one phone required for 2 people or more, do it by group.
Oh yes.
But yeah, I like the idea of writing on a piece of paper and holding it up. As long as they don't feel like, oh, I don't have a cell phone.
Yes.
But
that's my
you're
other
expressing-
concern.
That's a tough one, and it's one we share in all the classes as we try to embrace cell phones and not just vilify them. I guess one other thought could be, but it's really hard to get a hold of the iPad cart. So if a kid doesn't want to use his phone or whatever, they could use one of the iPads perhaps, hold that up.
Yes. Okay. All right.
That's a tough one. Yeah.
I like them working in pairs even. I think that would work.
Okay.
I have so I have down like a gallery walk. Obviously that's good old pen and paper, but they can walk around, and if I had a preformative question up there, they could just write their answer and keep walking. I did try this today actually, but instead of just calling kids to go to the board, I have them like take a partner to try to like lower their anxiety that, okay, you have a friend up there, so you need to answer this question together.
Great idea.
That today I think worked very well actually, so I was happy with that. Another one, so we just ordered our supplies for the English department, and I did order a class set of expo markers, and I do have little whiteboards, so maybe instead of GoFormative, some days I could just do like write your answer on a whiteboard and hold it up kind of thing. Yeah, let me see what else. And then, I wanted to talk to you about group work. I did try group work and I felt like it was more successful in some periods than others. And so I was thinking of maybe just trying like accountability roles when they're in groups, like, okay, you're the reporter, you're the writer kind of thing, but I just wanted to get ideas for how you hold them accountable when they're doing group work.
I did the same thing.
Okay.
I create roles, and it depends on what we're doing as to what roles are needed.
Yes.
But most of my group work is 1 to 2 days long, and it culminates in group presenting to the class. And a lot of times it's jigsawing, where just one group has a portion, another group has another portion, so they really do want to listen to each other, because I tell them, instead of you doing all the work, we're dividing it up.
Yes.
So if you don't listen, you won't know what you need to know for the test.
Yes.
So because they want to know the information, they're more involved.
Yeah.
And I can usually tell right away who helped and who didn't just by how they present, and I make everybody present. The whole group goes up. They can't just have one presenter. So for me, that works.
Okay.
You could try that.
Okay, definitely. I like the jigsaw element, like you said, to keep the others motivated and listening. Okay, perfect. Let me put that down. Okay. I think that's sort of all the things I have so far for different strategies to increase
I think that's really
student
good.
participation. Okay.
Yeah, I have plenty here.
All right, good. And let me see, my other one. For inquiry 2, kind of jumping ahead, I know that's thinking a little bit forward, but that one I wanted to focus on the role of technology in personalized learning. And I think we briefly kind of talked about it in another meeting. So I do want to take them to use Office 365. A lot of my students don't know how to use it or log in. So I'm going to take them to our MacBook lab.
Great.
And then I was just kind of thinking that to start, maybe I could just focus on having them write an email and sending it to me. I know Ms. Bremer does that with them, just so that she knows they know how to log in and send things. And then maybe just having them do like a quick form. I didn't want to overwhelm them with like everything else, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. So I didn't know if those were 2 good starting points.
Yes, I think they're
Okay.
excellent starting points. I would encourage you, maybe a month or 2 from now, as you said, I agree, don't overwhelm the
Yeah.
freshmen. But you might enjoy it if they turn things in electronically, and we have a subscription to turnitin.com. So maybe you could train them how to create an account. And what's, the great thing is, if you do that when they're freshmen, they keep that same account all 4 years.
Okay.
So then they're ready for the subsequent years, because I know Mrs. Hoffman uses that.
Yes.
Mrs. Coogan, I think, uses it, except for her dual, she can't just use Blackboard. But that would be really helpful to them.
Okay, that's good. I'll definitely add that to the list. And then other than that, I just have Edpuzzle, which I did start with them, and Quizlet. We've done a couple Kahoots, and I wasn't sure what else, if there's anything else I might add to trying to incorporate. Again, with the Kahoot, sometimes I run into the fact that some of them, not all of them have cell phones, but there is the group capability in Kahoot, so I've used that. In Quizlet, same thing, they kind of share devices. And then with Edpuzzle, I mostly do that for homework. So they watch the videos and I tell them, but I do have a lot of students that are like, they have to download the app onto their phone. And so a lot of students, again, like are having issues. Maybe they can't download on their phone or whatever. So in those cases, I've just been sending them to the library. I mean, is that like, I feel like that's fair, right?
Yeah,
Like
no,
we have
that's
resources on
fair.
campus and so you need to use them.
We're just not at that point technologically where
Yes.
it's all seamless and everybody has a device, and we're getting there. But I really am impressed. You're using so many of these strategies that a lot of teachers would be afraid to at any time, let alone their first year here. So I would say good job.
Okay.
Keep doing it. If it's working and not stultifying your lessons or something, but it's pretty smooth.
Yes.
And when a kid can't do it, if you have an alternative, so they don't, like you're saying, feel left out or they don't get a grade because they couldn't do it,
Yes.
wonderful.
Okay. All right. I think that sounds good then. Those are my only IOP questions, I guess. I just wanted to go over it, make sure it was on the right track.
Yeah, I think so. I'm looking at my watch and I think we've done 7 minutes, so I think we can cut the video.
Okay.
I always feel so weird when this is on.